let you know that these regulation or rules came into effect or was gazetted only in July 21, 2025. And it gave our commission, that is Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, powers to register, monitor, and sanction all digital and non-traditional lenders. So the major thing is what we actually want to do is to ensure that we protect the interests of consumers. So even though, yes, it's been some time, but, regulations need to be done, legal frameworks, and what will happen if somebody fails, and such things gazetted before we can now say we want to implement it.
Makes sense. But then some people would say before these operators started rendering this service, they must have been registered, and there are certain laws that should guide their operation. So how come from the onset, the bodies that are saddled with the responsibility of registering them do not also look at trying to make sure that their modus operandi is checked and they conduct themselves in a proper manner? Because it's worrisome for some people that, well, they are registered and then they're acting this way. Aren't they supposed to be some, checks and balances? Or just now, because you're registered, you can act how you want?
No, the truth is that many of them were not registered at all with any agency. That's CBN, NCC, or FCCPC. And you get or data protection. So, but because it's an unregulated area, and a lot of Nigerian consumers were being scammed, being maligned, and things like that. So FCCPC felt the obligation, because anyway, let me let you know that the FCCPC, which is Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act, is the federal government apex body on consumer protection and competition. So we saw that these are consumers and that they needed protection, and most of these they were not actually regulated. So we felt that state, we needed to quickly move in there to ensure that Nigerians are protected. It's not that they were not actually registered. That's the truth.
All right. Now that you put it that way, it makes a lot more sense. But still, we're going to ask, because we know there are some that are registered. We can't mention names. There are some that we see their ads that are popular. They have their ads all over social media. Even some of the fintechs give this service. They render this service. Who is protecting the companies? Because let's be honest, there are many Nigerians that use these services. Their intention is not to pay back. Their intention from the get-go of collecting this loan, they do not plan to pay back. Their own is, I'm taking it, you can't find me, you can't look for me, after all, it's online. Whatever you want to do, do. How do we then protect these companies and also make sure that people who want to use this service don't abuse it?
Well, there are protection mechanisms now also put in place for them. As far as before somebody registers, they will get the person's BVN. We also instruct that they should be able to get the person's NIN. So if you have those, then with the person's personal phone number, if you have those things, that are measures to get back this money. Nigerians shouldn't be. Actually, I want to let you know that, we have this complaint portal on digital lenders. So most complaints I receive are those actually also, like you said, they took the money, the time of payment, they got to the time of payment, they didn't pay back. And the lenders now started using any tactics they felt that they could use to get back their money. And then they start shouting, they start complaining, give them more time, give me more time, I don't have the money now, let's renegotiate. If you know you are not going to pay back, don't take it. If you know you can't take the heat, don't stay in the kitchen. So what we want to do is to ensure that, yes, these ladies, the digital lenders don't abuse Nigerians, but we also ensure that they get back their money. If your name is flagged by CBN as somebody who can't take loan and who can't operate any bank or any account in any Nigerian bank, then you won't have any other thing to pay back. So there are measures.
Are you sure? Are you sure that will work? Because if you flag me and I can't take any loan, I can basically go open an account with any other fintech online. It's very simple to do that. I would just not take a loan. I would only not take a loan. That's all.
No, as far as you are going to use your either BVN or your NIN or your phone number to open that account, it will flag. There'll be a red flag.
So if that's the case, how come many other people now who are owing many of these fintechs have not been red flagged? Or have they been red flagging them and we are not aware? Because there are many people, as we speak now, that are owing many fintechs. We know some of them.
Yes, I agree with you, but I'm saying that, this is a regular. We're only saying that, okay, yes, it was approved in July 21st, but we are now beginning with implementation. So what we did was just to read the Riot Act to both lenders and those and the companies. So we will start implementation. But we are still pleading with Nigerians not to take loans you have intention not to pay, because it will bring you into a very bad life. And you get my point. By the time you can't take any loan from even fintech or open any account with anybody. So that's where we are going. We want to ensure that people pay back, but this loan should not act in such a manner that will be arbitrary. I want to say that this framework is grounded in our section 17, 18, and 163 of our Act, and it requires mandatory registration of all operators. And because before, many of them were not registered, we couldn't do anything about it. Then it also prohibits pre-authorized or automatic lending. It also bans unethical marketing, mandates transparent loan terms, because many times their terms are shrouded in what we can't understand.
Exactly. We have a short commercial now. We'll just go on the commercial. When we come back, this is an area I wanted us to get into. The way they do the adverts for these loans and the content of the adverts and the way they make the message look like. It's something that I have seen and I have questioned. And thank God you raised it. We're going to come to that before we take a few calls and respond to questions from the listener. In the meantime, just stay with us. The conversation will continue after this short break. If you just joined the conversation, that is the zonal coordinator of the FCCPC South Zone with us on the show this morning. Well, if you do not know, the FCCPC has said it is now out for digital lenders who have been applying dubious means to get back monies that were collected from them in form of loans by Nigerians. And in the process of getting back these loans, they've embarrassed people, they've defamed people, a lot of things that they have done. But also, they are the Nigerians who there, on their own part, are also collecting the loan with the intention that they will not pay and nothing will happen. You are also going to face some sanctions. All of these and more after the show. Meanwhile, on X, we have a poll going on. So let us know what you think. Who takes a major part of the blame? The company that gave you the loan or you that don't want to pay? Let us know. We'll be back shortly.
Nigeria Info.
All right, good morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. The conversation continues here on Nigeria Info with just a few minutes left. My guest is still very much with us. He is the South-South Zonal Coordinator of the FCCPC. And Mr. Chukwuma, thank you for staying with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, because we don't have a lot of time and we have to take a few calls, I'll just go straight to the question I was asking before the break. We know that most of these companies can't put the ads that they do for these lending services on radio or any of the traditional media platforms because, of course, it would have to go through a lot of scrutiny first before it would be aired. But then social media seem to be the place where they are mostly known for putting up these kind of adverts and give very mind-boggling interest rates and whatever that they do. How do you seek to then control them in that space?
Well, what we have done is to have a regulation at least so that there will be a law that is against what they are doing. Now, the commission will definitely have to ensure that the law is implemented through its monitoring, because such exploitative practices, data privacy violations, abusive loan recovery practices, harassment, and anti-competitive behavior by certain digital lenders and their partners within Nigeria is growing in Nigeria. We have seen that, the digital market is a digital credit market that is actually growing. So if it is not checked, then there will be problems. So what we intend to do is to ensure that the fines are implemented to the letter. And then we'll also hold the directors accountable, because the directors we can also proceed against directors of such companies. But just to ensure that we can get them, because we realize that some of these companies are not based in Nigeria. Do you understand? So what we are now trying to do is that for such a company to be approved, there must be a Nigerian counterpart. Are you getting my point? There must be a Nigerian who is part of the company. So it will now be easy to get that leads to the Nigerians. So foreigners cannot just copy, open it, and then be running it. No, it's no more possible. Because for them to run it, they must go, we want to compel them to go register. After the registration, we must compel them that there must be a joint registration of all lender partnerships. If there are partnerships, either with local or foreign partners, you must clearly state those ones. And we also require that at least one locally owned provider for airtime and data lending services is also part of your registration. So we can hold those people or such companies responsible.
Okay. 0817-923-0007. You can also call 0817-923-0002. Interestingly, we have a poll on X, and the question we asked was, who's really to blame to take much of the blame for this online harassment that is tied to digital loans? The lenders with questionable tactics or the borrowers who are dodging repayment? And I can tell you that the margin is quite slim. About 54.2% of the people say the lenders should take much of the blame. 45.8% say the borrowers should take much of the blame, because for some people, they think if the borrowers behave, the lenders would not have to apply these kind of tactics. And because it is online, the lenders might not have another alternative to get their monies back. And so they have to play dirty to try to get their money back because, of course, for them, they feel the borrower is already playing dirty by not wanting to repay or dodging repayment. I know you've made it clear about where you stand with this, but let's take a few calls and then we'll come back to you, perhaps to respond to a few questions that the callers will be asking. Good morning, Muriel in Okrika. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Shirley. Good morning.
Yes.
Well, firstly, let me say I tried one. And I was going on, and my information, because all of a sudden they said I should open my mouth wide. I said, what? Open it and nod. I want to ask, are they trying to check if the person is maybe health-wise, maybe to check how healthy
I think it's just a check. It's a thing to know that it's not a robot. It's to try and get every angle and facial expression of the person, especially if you're doing it with a camera. So they need the app to record every facial expression and also make sure this person is a human being, not a robot.
All right. And I want to find out, what if a person that took loan, now is now diseased? How do they go about recovering their debt? And I want to ask your guests, please, can there be a way, let there be a fixed rate for all of them? Because most of the time, if you go, they have different rates. This person is charging at this rate, so this amount. Can there be a fixed rate for every amount you're taking for all of them? Let it be controlled that way. And why is it that they know that a customer has not been able to get? Someone was telling me that they were not able to pay, and from that day, the money they started.
Hello? Hello? Okay, Muriel. I can't. We're not hearing you. If you can hear us, Muriel. But I think what you wanted to say was the person is in pain, and then the interest rate started to multiply from the day their payment date expired. And so the interest rate will continue. The interest will continue to multiply, and when you want to pay, you have to pay a larger sum now. I think that's what you're trying to say. My guest would respond. Let's just add 2-3 more calls to it. Chima from Rumokuta. Good morning.
Mr. Femi, good morning.
Yes.
Mr. Femi, must we always be on check in this our nation, Nigeria? Mr. Femi, if you could remember in the 80s or in the 90s, how analog now in a situation whereby we will now begin to have an establishment that will give you a loan without even knowing where you are staying or without collateral, and we will still be forced to pay back that loan. Is it not the things that we enjoy in foreign nations, those that are applying to there? Like, tell me, do you know about this what they call even easy buy? It was so disappointing that I was in one of these computer village, and then we are trying to remove the, what they calling it, all those apps they put to track you when you've not paid. And they succeeded. I cried that day that you will go to America and London and you will say you don't have money and they give you phone and you're paying small. It's not how they're doing that, they got it to Nigeria. And Mr. Femi, tell me, can you say something? Every time we blame the country, we blame the government, we blame the government. I have said it here before, time and over, that it is us, that is our problem. I have a relative that came from America, and he said, all these signs that they put on the roads, all these traffic things they put there to make sure car will not pass, it's not so in a foreign nation. You will know that you shouldn't pass there. Must have a traffic warning. Now people have come to give you loan on your phone with small interest, and it becomes a problem. So to me, do any rich doesn't want to get their money, they should get it. Because you cannot come out every time be disturbing the Nigeria, and sometimes want to abuse the government or whatever case may be. So
all right.
They are trying, I give them kudos.
Okay.
Let people pay their debt.
Magnus in Mile 3, good morning. Hello, Magnus. Okay, I think Magnus cannot hear us. Magnus, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Good morning.
All right.
To you.
Good morning. Quickly, please.
Very quickly, I want to say that the activities of these online lenders is becoming a problem to Nigerians. You can imagine a situation where you take, for example, 10,000 from them. They are expecting you to pay maybe 12 or 13,000, and upon paying that money, you realize they are going to pay 15 to 16,000 naira. To me, that is But thank God that the commission has come out now to checkmate these activities. And I also discovered that, for example, if you're borrowing money for a particular one, they partner with other people. So when you take the money from them, they will refer you, the same app, they will refer you to another, company that they are borrowing the money. So it's not that's a loan app that is borrowing. They are referring to another app. So it's like they are partnering with another company that is not registered with them. And afterward, they will say, if they don't know you again, go and discuss with those people. So I think the commission should look into all this because it's becoming too much.
All right, thank you. One more from Letambari, and then we go to my guest to wrap up. Good morning, Letambari.
Good morning, Ifiemi Andrew, and good morning to your guests.
Okay.
Ifiemi, most times I get threatened by this online credit, whatever they call. I remember one of my relatives told me about the process, and even to the percentage being deducted after much. You see that they go on deducting excess, even to those who have the interest to pay back, because the problem they are having are the borrowers. The amount deducted is a problem. Then the borrowers see it as a threat, even when they've collected the money, because poverty is one way. And because of the precarious security situation the farmers are having in their farms and in their business with the herdsmen, is also bringing threats to them in order to pay back. So how do they intend, I want to ask your guest there, how do they intend to follow up this so that at the end of the day when they want to pay back, it will not be a threat or they will not find it difficult to pay back that loan?
All right, Mr. Chukwuma, I'm sure you heard some of them and a few questions that they asked. So let's just get your response quickly.
Okay, one of the major areas of ensuring that we are sure of those that are going to be involved in these lending operations is that our application form and what we call compliance guidelines, which you must get from our website, ensures that both the lender and his partner are registered. So in that way, we know who is the lender and who are his partners and who are the directors of such a loan apps. But I want to also say, Chima, the second caller, was very clear about this. Nigerians are fond of taking loans they don't intend. In fact, ab initio, they don't intend to pay.
They're not planning. They don't. You just heard them give an example how people you went and you used one of the apps and you were able to get a phone and you were supposed to pay back in bits, but then they are trying to. So is it that we have a lot of Nigerians that are just, I don't want to say dubious, but I mean that's a dubious act. Is it a behavioral problem?
That is what is a problem. It's a problem. So while we are trying to ensure that these loan apps don't go amok, especially to honorable Nigerians, we also need to protect their finance. We need to protect their money because these monies they lend out, these small money they lend out, they also borrow them from the bank. Then what we want to ensure is that we streamline what their operations will look like. We also streamline what their interest rate should look like, and we need to know who they are. In that way, we can guarantee that we have them. But in the area of Nigerians, you asked that question earlier, like the first caller said, what if the person dies? If the person dies, we know that the person is dead, and it's a dead case, right? So that's part of the risk of a business. But the issue is that when somebody is alive, he should pay for his debt.
Okay.
He should pay back his debt. So we will try to get measures to ensure that these lenders are also protected from unscrupulous Nigerians who don't have the. I have seen somebody who borrowed from not less than 10 different loan apps, and he's doing nothing. He's practically earning nothing. So ab initio, he didn't have the intention to pay anybody. So if they start harassing him, they will now run to us to say, this company is harassing us. We cannot be harassing you. People cannot be harassing you when you are the one that is wicked, that is not willing to pay back your debt. It's wrong. So I think we should please tell Nigerians that we should pay our debts so that these companies can run well, because that space is very important for honorable Nigerians who need very fast
money and quick money to solve emergency problems.
To solve emergency.
Yep.
But unfortunate people who don't even, they just use it, they just want to use it to blow. They don't want to use it for anything reasonable.
Mr. Chukwuma, thank you very much. I know that it's annoying sometimes, and you're trying to make sure that you balance the equation, and the lenders and the borrowers should both be held accountable. And I think that's the perfect way to put it. Thank you for being a part of the conversation this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll keep in touch and continue to monitor the progress and how you implement this law.
All right.
My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Hello, Port Harcourt is next with Jude. Good morning.